we parked the buds last night right here. We got a little over 1,000 acres in winter wheat in, and we don't know how much we're going to do. We'd like more. There just isn't a lot of moisture in the ground. The forecast is just hit and miss. They say like an inch of rain's coming and then it just disappears. So I'm going to go and I'm going to look at all of what we got left in the trucks and the air drills as far as seed and fertilizer. And maybe we can figure out a piece of land here where we can finish seeding everything out rather than putting the stuff back in the bin. So let's just take a look and see what we got. Okay, this truck is about 3/4 full. So we've got at least 450 bushels in here. All right, first up, the 4350. There can't be more than 25 bushels in there, so that's not a lot. Middle fertilizer hopper's almost full. 3850. Let's see what's inside this thing. This one's got some more in it. I'd say this is at least 40 to 50 bushel in there. Middle hopper is only about 1/3 left, and the back is empty. Well, after talking about it, we're gonna go ahead and seed out the seed that's in this air drill. It's got more fertilizer than seed. So then we run out of seed, we'll take this back to the yard. We're gonna take the fertilizer out of that cart, put it in that truck, and then that air drill is gonna seed. It's got more seed than fertilizer. It's gonna keep seeding, and then we're gonna add fertilizer along to that one from this one till that one's done. And then we'll add seed in that to finish out the fertilizer, and that's done. And then we'll winterize it. So we're looking at about another 40 to 50 acres at least. Leg arms yesterday had the middle tank bridge. It wasn't running fertilizer out. So I got a mallet here. I'm gonna smack on a little bit while he runs the fan and meters to see if we can get it to drop through and break that bridge out. And then hopefully you can seed there. Leg arm's gonna run the calibration for a second here and meter out a little bit. We'll see if it sprays fertilizer. Fertilizer coming out of there. Okay. And they're off to the races again. So since we're gonna just finish up winter wheat with what we have left in the drills, we won't need any more seed from this truck. Maybe, I should say a little bit, maybe just to finish out whatever fertilizer we have left because we want to keep the ratio right. So we're gonna save what's in this truck right here, auger it back into the seed bin with our fertilizer auger, so that way it cleans it out because it's got fertilizer residue in it. I always love watching those things drive away. Okay, where was I? So the other day, I didn't have it on the video, I was going to. I actually hooked the 7140 Magnum case tractor up to we have a right-way 70-foot heavy harrow, and I was hoping to be able to clean up some of the pea stubble so we could seed it. We decided against doing that. Anyways, with all that said, while I was driving the right-way harrow back, all of a sudden the parking brake kicked on, grinding as I was cruising down the road. So I hit the clutch, pressed the clutch to the floor, pressed the brakes to the floor, stopped, found out a spring broke in the linkage of shifting. So now it always wants to be in park. So I gotta fix that before I can hook the tractor, which is over there, up to this auger, which is right here, so we can get the fertilizer, or the seed, which is in there, back into the bin, which is way over there. We'll do it. I've probably mentioned this in the past, but fertilizer is extremely corrosive. It's like acid to metal. It just eats it up bad. So anytime we expose any of our equipment to fertilizer, we try to clean it up at the end of the use so that way it doesn't eat on it throughout the winter. And so that's why that auger, we're gonna wait to run clean seed through it, because that's basically like scrubbing it with a brush, scrubbing the insides out, getting all that fertilizer dust out of all the joints, the flighting, the universals, all that stuff, the gearboxes. And so when we're done with the air drills as well, we're gonna drop the manifolds in those carts, take the rollers out, pressure wash a lot of the inside, blow it all off, let it dry, let it clean. And that way, hopefully we won't have as much damage throughout the year. So here's the Magnum. And right here is the spring that broke. And that holds the parking brake. When you pull the lever back right here from park, which is right up here, when you pull it back, this spring pulls this linkage back right here and keeps this out of park. So what I'm gonna end up having to do, I had a wire in the tractor and I was able to wire it fairly tight so I could at least get back home, but it's starting to grind again. I gotta either wire this linkage back tight, even tighter with the pliers and wire to keep it out so we can at least use it, and then hopefully find a spring. Either I'll order one or maybe we have one in our inventory that might work. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with this tractor. So I'm going to see if I can limp this over to the shop. This ought to do it. Life hack 101 on the farm. Take a wire, wrap it twice, use your pliers, twist it up, and that'll cinch this wire nice and tight. And I won't have my reverse gears here, but I got reverse down here. This will be fine for the time being, and then when we get the spring ordered, we can put a new spring in this unit and get rid of that wire. But it'll work now. Okay, I just hooked the tractor up to the auger. I'm going to put the PTO onto the PTO splines over here. And that's that. Sweet. Bunch of freeloaders. Look at those guys eating on our spilled grain. Now that's done. I'm going to jump in the pickup that I left over here the other day. I'm going to go grab my drone out of the big bud that Leg Arms is in. I'm going to fly the drone around a little bit because I think it's a cool shot right now. And that might be all the big bud footage I get this year. That's too bad. This is what happens when you drive a rolled straw. It's like a big rake. Look at that mound. Turn around so he moves around this, doesn't pick this up. This was a lake bottom from earlier this year, so it's just a bunch of straw that's laid over. When the straw lays over sideways, it bunches up like this. Well, I took over for Leg Arms. I'm basically running out the seed in this thing right now. We have more fertilizer than the seed. We're gonna run the seed out, and then we'll take the fertilizer out of the cart that's back there. That's gonna go on the other bud, which is way over here. And I've been stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and starting and stopping and turning and turning and stopping and starting all for this. That's my new video coming. I really hope it turns out, because not only did that camera cost a lot of money, but I'm gambling on something I've never really experimented that much into. So yeah, expect an interesting video coming. Real interesting. I'm carefully watching that number right there. See, it says 806. As soon as that drops down to about 600, that means I'm out of seed. And then I'll wing this baby up and take her home. And that's the last this bud's gonna be running this year. See that number dropping down? The seed tank is running out right now. Real slow. It'll drop off real fast here in a second. Yeah, that's it. Just finished the seed out. I'm gonna run this back to the shop. We're gonna drop the manifold, sling the auger underneath, auger out whatever fertilizer is left in this grain tank. And then we'll put the fertilizer in the truck, and then the truck will then take it to the other air cart, which is over in the field still, and then we'll load the fertilizer into the air cart, and then that'll finish seeding out until it runs out of seed and fertilizer, hopefully at the same time. It's easy. So we just dropped the manifold, it's hydraulics. There's a lever right up here. If you pull that, this whole manifold will drop down. The center tank's got fertilizer in it, this one right here. So we're gonna swing this auger hopper underneath that, and then drive this truck underneath there. Yeah, run this underneath the auger here. And there we go. Turn the auger on. He's opening the hatch up. There it goes. So whatever's left in that hopper is now being evacuated into this truck. We can climb up to take a look and see how much is in there. There's a little bit, see? Quick little panorama for you guys. Okay, that's it. So here's all the meter rollers for each tank, 1, 2, 3. So took them all out. I'll wheel those in. We'll put those in the shop for the winter, and then we'll clean the bottom of all this up and get this ready to winterize. Okay, I pressure washed off the tank, the manifold, took the battery out of the air cart, and Took a bunch of electronics out of here, all my stuff, cleaned the cab up, washed off a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna go park this drill and the bud, and we'll leave them connected because we might not run this bud until spring wheat. Found a nice spot here in this field. I'll just line her up as straight as I can, wing it out, shut it down. Hopefully sometime this winter we can sell all that wheat, get that building cleaned out, and put that inside there. That'd be nice. Change of scenery again. So there's a freeze coming probably tomorrow night. In the next few days it's gonna get well below freezing. So we gotta get some of this equipment that uses water winterized. But there's CRP land that we ripped up this summer with still alfalfa growing in it. Alfalfa is extremely difficult to kill, but if you spray it right before it freezes, the plant sucks the chemical down into the roots, and it hopefully does a good winter kill. So I've got a batch of chemical here. There's some speed goats all running away right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this CRP ground. We're gonna spray it with some good stuff that'll hopefully knock it down hard right before the freeze, and then hopefully this next year when we go to seed it to probably spring wheat, there won't be any alfalfa growing in it. And yes, if you're wondering, this is the brute. I missed him. It's been a while. Can't wait for this field to be over. This poor sprayer. That was some of the roughest spraying I've ever done. It was terrible. That field's gonna need to be plowed again. Believe it or not, it's starting to rain outside. Good thing for us, because winter wheat in the ground, bad thing for some guys, because they still got crop in the fields to cut. I feel terrible for them. I hope they get that wrapped up soon. But tonight's gonna be the first night in quite a few months that it's gonna freeze. So I gotta get the sprayers ready for winter. Since I'm done with the brute, I'm gonna take it over to the shop and I'm gonna pull the filters off and maybe put some antifreeze and some couple tubes and hoses here and there and just try to get as much water out of it as I can. And that way it'll make it through the winter. And then I gotta do the Apache after that. So let's go winterize that stuff, get it ready for the freeze tonight, and then we don't have to worry about it, because if that stuff froze, it'd be an expensive repair. You don't want your sprayers to freeze. All right. So yesterday it kept raining on us. We got about a half inch or so, somewhere in that area, 4/10 to 5/10 of rain, which is a lot more than they forecast, which is a surprise because recently their forecasts have been way off the mark. So that was good. Our winter wheat's in the ground. It's got some moisture. It's hopefully going to start sprouting. It was also good that we quit seeding because we were able to clean everything up and get stuff put away before the rain. But because it rained all yesterday, I didn't get these winterized. So instead, we just put them in the building overnight. And what I'm doing right now is I got the Apache AS1010. I just put about 100 gallons of clean water in it. I'm going to go fold the booms out. I'm just going to spray that water out on the ground, run clean water through all the systems. The reason for doing that is because I don't want to be changing filters and taking hoses off with chemical spilling all over me. I'll wear gloves, I'll have all that good stuff on, but it's just messy. When you take stuff off these things, it just leaks chemical everywhere. And last chemical that was in this sprayer was paraquat, which is terrible. So by putting clean water through it, it really dilutes the amount that was in there that was already diluted, because it's not pure, it's already been diluted. It's just safer for me, it's cleaner. I like to run clean water through the system, so I'm gonna go spray that out. I'll do the same with the brute, and then get this thing winterized so we can put it in the building for the winter. So when we're draining this thing, we gotta take out the plug on the fill cone here. There's a plug right there, pulled that one already, and there's a plug on the bottom of the pump. That's important, drain that one. And then you gotta open all the valves up and everything so that everything flows down to the lowest point. And then I gotta take this main filter housing off, run all the fluid out of that. And then there's five filter bodies back here for the 5 section controls. Every one of those got to come off. And then when we go down the line here, we're going to take this anti-drip cap off every one of these up and down the wing. So sometimes you can hook an air system to these sprayers and just blow air through the system and blast it all out. But the way this sprayer is set up, I can't figure out how to do it without getting air going back into the tank. So we're just gonna go ahead and take everything off manually. We've done that for the past several years. See if that's enough. We might do. Okay. I'll just take the filter out. See all that junk in there? That's all kinds of goodies. That's dirt and anything that's dropped in the tank while you're spraying. That could have been a cap, piece of paper or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's gotta get cleaned for the next time. So I'll put that aside. We'll keep that in a bucket, and then in the spring we'll clean this up and put this together. Yeah, these housings, sometimes I can get them by hand. Yeah, I loosened up all the filter housings. They're just stripping out. They have a little pressure in them, so once that pressure runs out, then I'll finish taking them off. The next step's take off every one of those caps. Right here, this right here. It's an anti-drip cap, and there's a little bit of water in every one of those housings. I got the Brute pulled up to the shop here, wung it out. I'm gonna try to hook the air hose, which I got on the ground right here, you can see, to a cap that I've got a valve stem on. And I believe the way the plumbing is on the Brute, I can turn a couple valves off and I can throw air pressure then through the rear manifold, and then it'll go out to the actual sections and through all the nozzles and blow all the water outside the system. So let's try it. Let's just see if it works. I gotta go into the monitor and set a couple settings and then we're good to go. But if it works, that'd sure speed things up a lot. Let's put some air on here. Let's try throwing some air through the agitation and the tank rinse. Oh yeah, I just hear it inside the tank. It's splashing around. Working. You guys can't really tell, but this section here is spraying all the chemical out, so I'll switch to the other section. Gotta take this filter housing off. Right now what's in here. And then just like the Apache, I'm gonna take these bodies off. Well, I believe I got everything out of this. Pretty much just want to get any standing water out of any low spots, because when it freezes it'll expand and crack the plastic housing. So as far as I can tell, all the water's out of it. I'm going to wing it up, park it, and then if we can find a building to put it in, that'd be great, because I don't want to leave this out in the winter. So we'll hopefully get some weed out of this building over here real soon. So yeah, it's always something. Of course, after I hook everything up and run the airline to it, that I forget and realize that leg arms put an airline tied into the system right here that runs air right down the tank. So yeah, well, I'll remember that next winterizing. So that's only what, like 12 months from now? Okay, well, so if you guys like this channel and the content and what's going on and everything and how these videos are being produced, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment or two, whatever you decide, and we'll get towards that 100,000 subscribers. We're getting close. I'm about like, what, 14,000 away, so I just want to get there before Christmas. That'd be awesome. So, but no, anyways, yeah, we'll have to figure out now what we're gonna do on the farm, because harvest is done, planting's done, sprayers are winterized, CRP's taken care of. I think our next step is to move some grain bins with Bob's Big Bud Bin Boom. That's coming up here. Could be a week or two though.